On TikTok, what is really going on? You can receive guest requests. What's going on? We don't accept no requests. We just stop by for bless up the top farmers them on a Monday morning. Those who is getting ready for work, those who already started work, Few people said to me why they haven't seen me live in a minute. But as sometimes you have to just take a step back, you know what I mean? Because when I come over here to talk to the top farmers, I need to make sure I have something to say, something of value. You know what I mean? And remember, even if you watch a biblical story, sometimes the most I did have to leave from amongst man and then go up and meditate. Because I don't want, when I come over here, I have nothing to say. Because I see a lot of people turn on the phone and they have nothing to say, nothing of value, nothing of use. They are not enriching people's life. They are not uplifting people. Some of them just turn on the phone and be like, oh, just look at me. You know what I mean? So this is part of the reason. If you don't see me doing a TikTok live, right, and I don't have a big following, but I think the handful of people that follow me, they gain something of substance from me. So me personally, that's why I don't really constantly do TikTok live. Because sometimes I just like to meditate, right? I need to make sure when I turn on my phone, the top farmers them have something they can benefit, right? Because if somebody going to spend a minute or 2 minutes with you, you need to make sure you're making an impact, right? So we are always out there just listening to that voice and say, how can we motivate people? How can we pass on what we have learned? So it's not that we don't want to do live, but we genuinely want to make sure when we take out our phone, we can bless you, we can uplift you, right? Because even last night I'm thinking, should I do a live? And part of the message I was getting through was I was watching the Passion of Christ, because I like watching Passion of Christ because there's so much life lesson in it. Forget the whole Christian undertone or the whole what a segment of people saying it's Christianity and everything, but there's so much lesson in the Passion of Christ, right? And I was watching it, right? And when Jesus was carrying the cross, right? So see, I write it down because I want to make sure my life, when I do my life, people benefit, right? I want to make sure. So when I was saying, how do I talk to the top farmers on a Monday morning, right? And when I was watching it, right, the Roman soldier, when Jesus was carrying the cross, after he was whipped and he was beaten and he was weakened and he couldn't carry the cross anymore, right? A Roman soldier looked in the crowd and asked a person, what's your name? And he said, my name Simon of Cyrene. He responds, right? And then they cut the cross off Jesus, right? And give him to carry. And I'm saying, how do I turn that into something to uplift the people who watch my live, right? No, we're not talking about religion. We're just talking about life lesson, right? And I'm saying, all right, I need to get over my life this morning and tell the top farmers, sometimes you need somebody to help you. Sometimes when you're going through your dark days and you feel overwhelmed. Good morning, Sharon, right? When you're feeling overwhelmed, it's not from a Christian, but it's life lessons. In that moment, I realize sometimes we need a good friend. Sometimes we need thank you. Sometimes we need a Simon of Cyrene to say, let me carry that bird. Let me help you. Let me help you. Right? So this is why when I turn on my phone, I need to make sure I have something of value. Because when I'm watching that Passion of Christ last night and the Roman soldier said, hey, you, what's your name? And the guy said, my name is Simon of Cyrene. And they cut the cross off Jesus' back. So I'm saying, all right, how do I find life lessons in that? Right? Sometimes we need somebody. We need a good friend. We need a family member. And sometimes even stranger. Sometimes a stranger can see you going through your trials, your tribulations. Sometimes you can go for a work interview and the person that's in the power to really help you. Because sometimes you might go for an interview, and you have been on thank you, Sharon. Yeah, you have been on so much interview. You have, even if you're starting a business, you have here so many times. You feel like so many doors are closed in your face. We need to meet the Simons of Cyrene to say, all right, let me do this for you. I got you. Right? And this is why in your life, you need to make sure you look around you in your circle. And we have to protect the Simon of Cyrenes, okay? The persons that's going to look and say, you are going through a lot, right? You are going, rise my boy, right? You are going through a lot. Let me help you. And sometimes you can be that person to a brother, to a sister, or even a stranger, right? Sometimes you can be that person. Because remember, the Bible said, you who entertain strangers, entertain angels. You might help somebody today, and when you go and open a door, that's the person behind the door who can make that difference, whether you get a yes or you get a no vote, right? So whenever a time I turn on my phone, That's what I want to say to the top farmers, all right? This is what I want to say for the better version of yourself. And those of you who know me know that I run a clothing brand. It's a philosophical clothing brand. Top Farm, will to power, make the sacrifice, pay the price. All right, and this is why it's important. Whenever time I turn on my phone and I get one person watching me, I need to tell them, all right, life is difficult. The struggles that you face is real. Nobody can minimize your struggle. No one can tell you that it's not okay to feel at your lowest. All right, it is okay, because no one know what bring you to that point. No one know how hard you've been trying. No one know your failures. No one yeah, and this is why I'm here to this morning to tell you, say, the Simon of Sirens, they must be celebrated. The person that will see you doing a business and said, all right, let me try your product. Let me take a chance on you. Right? Let me see what I can do to lessen your burden. Because you know what? Too many people is happy to look the other way. Too many people is happy to act as if you are. Rise me, brother. Blessed love. We are Top Farm. We are the philosophical clothing brand. All right, I realize I'm getting some interaction and it's important. We just stop by for 5 minutes because we receive a few messages. How comes you're not doing any live? It is not because of any reason. I just want to make sure when I take out my phone, because I see a lot. It's easy to go live on TikTok. It's easy. But do you have something to say? Not everybody is born to uplift. Find your talent. If you can uplift person, then it's incumbent on you to uplift person. If you can motivate. But yes, but make sure you find your strength. Improve your strength. Don't just take out your phone and sit there and be like, okay, all right, yeah. If you have something to say, say it. And everybody have a voice. Everybody have a voice. And it's important that you use your voice. Right? Nobody should use your voice. You shouldn't let nobody silence you. You shouldn't let nobody tell you how to use your voice. And this is why sometimes if you don't hear from me, I'm just literally taking in, because I've done a few videos over here in a series. As much as the platform don't put it out, I've seen great interactions. But that doesn't stop there, because when I speak of a topic, I felt like, and those who don't believe in a higher power, I feel like when I've taken out my phone the other day and I was talking about why does good women get cheated the worst. And that was just something that I should say. I just felt like in that moment, the most I said, this is what I want you to say. And I don't rehearse and I don't read from a script. And like I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you and I'm not reading from anything apart from the notes I make. And I said, this was what I want to speak about. So I felt like I've got a gift, I've got a talent to really motivate people and say, all right, these things work. Life has some fundamental lessons that you have to learn, right? And as I said before, the sooner you learn them, the better you will be. So you have to know that you have to be a good human being. Have to be my brother's keeper. Like a lot of people might say religion is a big problem in the world, because mankind will always twist things to suit their own narrative. But remember, love thy neighbor as thyself. I am my brother's keeper. All right. If you see your brother is going through a phase, doesn't matter, right? Because we are all of the human race. You might see me as a stranger. Blessed rise with me. You understand what I'm saying? So when you can help. All right, when you can help, be the Simon of Cyrene. Help where you can. All right, but within the same breath, always put a limit on the amount that you will give to man, because man will not put a limit on the amount they will take from you. But don't let past experience turn you away from the greater good in yourself. All right, because good and evil can't reside. So you can't let somebody turn you into an evil person and think that good things is going to happen unto you in your life. Keep doing good. All right. Remember they said, how often should I forgive my brother? 70 times 7. Right? I can't tell you the exact scripture, but my grandma and my mom used to tell me. So you have to learn to forgive, because that's the ultimate test of you being a human or a person. All right. You have to be able to forgive. All right. And if you're not able to forgive, then you will just decide to do bad, because you think one person do me bad and I'm just going to go around and just do bad, because that's what the world is. The world is beautiful. If you can be a Simon of Cyrene today, do that. Help where you can. Uplift who you can uplift, motivate who you can motivate. And for those who know the brand, check out www.topformwear.com. It's a philosophical clothing brand that's telling you, make the sacrifice, pay the price. Why? The greater the sacrifice is, the greater the reward. All right. And he who sacrifice a lot will achieve a lot. He who sacrifice a little will achieve a little. Have a blessed Monday morning. Do good. Do the best that you can. Blessed love. All right.